like us, no way. They ain't got like us, no way. They ain't got like us, no way. They ain't got like us.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Rocky and I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be a surgery video about my 1-year post-op update. If you are not subscribed here, go ahead and click the subscribe button really fast for me and hit the notification bell as I get into this video. I have big hips but no butt, and I would sometimes grow love handles if I did not take or manage my weight. So I just decided in order for me to look proportioned, I needed to keep myself small. And that's what I did. I ran for my entire life up until I got pregnant with my daughter. And I did gain a substantial amount of weight there and decided that I would take advantage of having that weight. So I wanted to go ahead and get a BBL so that I could wear things that I never was able to wear before. I was never able to wear leggings and I was never able to wear sundresses because my butt would eat the dress. Like it literally, I would have like the skits is what we used to call it, where it'll go right in between your butt and your butt would like grab onto it. Like I didn't have no butt. I had no body fat. I'll put a picture in for what I looked like before, and then you'll be able to see pretty much what I'm talking about. No body fat. The other reason why I wanted to get a BBL was because I ended up getting a C-section, and me being an athletic person and running and exercising like I used to do, I realized that little pouch that I got, because they cut through the muscle and damaged that muscle, I was no longer going to be able to control the lower portion of my stomach. And that was a problem for me because instantly I'm like, I'm not living like this. I'm not going to get used to it. I don't want to, you know what I mean? So I decided I'm getting a BBL. So I did what I could. I ate everything that I needed to eat to make sure that weight from my baby did not come off until I could get into that surgeon's table. You feel me? Like I needed to save that fat. I also had a C-section, so I wanted that scar. He was like, I could remove your C-section scar, so you only have one scar. I'm like, perfect, you know. And he was like, well, I said, I want to be as snatched as possible, and whatever you could put in there, put it in there. He was like, okay, got you. I said, I also want a bottom booty. Like, I was like, I want most of the weight at the bottom. Like, he was like, yes, slope shape booty, that's what I do. And then he walked out, and I'm like, okay, period, you know. But what he sounded like he was going to do to me sounded like what I wanted anyway, so I really wasn't nothing to talk about. But literally a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops, and I'm being nice when I say 2 minutes. I don't believe he was in the room that long, right? My butt was smaller than when I went into surgery, after surgery, and I was so confused, and it mind boggled me. And one, it didn't feel like nothing happened to my booty. Two, my booty was small as shit and I couldn't fit it in the faja. Like I fit the faja, but my booty, it was saggy, like it was bad. Three, they put me inside of a medium-sized faja when I first came off the table, and I was like, wow, you know, most people are in a large or extra large when they first come off the table. I was already in a medium, so I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be small is what I was thinking, right? 5 days after, I go to my post-op appointment and I asked them, because I was so concerned about the fact that my ass was smaller than before I even went in. And the assistant explained to me right then and there, she was like, you know what? She was like, you have to wait. Instantly, she was like, you have to wait. She said, you were athletically built. She said, so the fat is there, but it's going to take more time to do its thing. And I'm like, dang, I never heard of this. And I did a lot of research, you know, but at the same time, I just didn't believe it. I'm like, what? Like my booty felt like nobody touched it. It still felt like that to this day. Like it felt like nothing ever even happened to it. So I knew that they put something in there because I did have the 2 little stitch marks on each side of my butt cheek or whatever, but my butt was small as shit. It looked deformed. It didn't look right. Most of the fat was placed above the top of the crack of my butt, and it went straight across my back, my lower back. And that's where the fat sat. And I thought it was something that I did because they sat me on my butt. In the DR, they sit you on your butt. They don't lay you on your stomach, especially with a tummy tuck. You're not getting on your stomach. So they did have me sitting on my butt, but I was on a boppy pillow, and I thought that messed up my results, but it really didn't. So what was happening is the butt would, as the butt softened, the fat would drop, and it eventually dropped into the places it was supposed to drop into. So I compressed for 8 months straight. I compressed for 8 months. I did 23 hours for 3 months, and then I did 12 hours for 3 months. And the last 2 months, I kind of just did like whenever I take it off and I feel like I was swollen and I didn't like it, I put my faja back on type deal. I believe the fluff fairy, y'all, did not show up for me. I don't really know when it showed up because I feel like my butt was never hard. I don't feel like my butt was hard, but I can tell you that exactly a month after my surgery on November 13th is the first time that I saw my butt actually come out, and it got fat. I feel like the fluff fairy came for me at 3.5 to 4 months post-op. I was probably about 4 months when it softened and actually stopped looking like a BBL. It started looking like a butt. I didn't have a whole lot of fat now. Keep in mind, y'all, all he had to work with was back fat. And when I went in there, I barely had any back rolls. He didn't have a whole lot to take. He never lipoed my stomach, so I didn't have a lot. It was a good thing that I already had hips. Yeah, I've always had big hips, nice shaped hips, so I didn't want him to touch those at all. I wanted all the fat that he can get to go in my butt. So the fluff fairy stage came, and I was calling that a trick booty because that booty was real tricky. Like, you would notice on some days, and a lot of people don't even talk about this on their channel or anything, but a lot of people experience it because I'm in the surgery groups on Facebook, but where the booty will get fat one day and then tomorrow you wake up and it's not fat, it's regular. Like, and that was going back and forth for a while. It was doing that, and it eventually stopped. But for the first 6 months, well, some days you will wake up happy, like, oh my God, it's finally getting bigger, it's growing. And then a day later, it's gonna be gone again. Like, what the, like, it was confusing, and a lot of people are confused about that, and a lot of people don't mention it on their channels, and I think they just forget because there's so much information that we're trying to give out. But that trick booty stuff is it's a mess, but it will stop. It will stop. Another thing that I noticed too after surgery, that I was getting sharp pains in my lower abdomen over near where my drain was. It was like a really sharp electrical current type feeling run through me. It only happened maybe 3 or 4 times. I also saw people in the surgery groups complaining about that too. Like, do anybody else get these sharp shooting pains? I did. I got it. I was seeing that before my surgery. So when I felt it, I knew exactly what it was. You know, around 6 weeks to 3 months, I experienced that. I do feel like I was missing a lot of projection. So I instantly was like, I gotta go back and get around 2 for 2 reasons. One, I was missing about 1.5 inches of projection for myself. I needed it to be more rounder. I didn't get the shape butt I wanted, okay? And that was kind of upsetting. But also, he put some fat on the sides. And I'm gonna show you when I stand up that he either put fat there or it's kind of like a mini dog ear situation. It's not dog ears though, because I saw what that looks like, but it's very puffy right there by my incision endings. Each end of the incisions is puffy, so I'm assuming that that's something to do with a dog ear situation, but it doesn't flap over, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'll show you though, definitely will in a few minutes. I also saw where Dr. William, I was watching some of his videos, and he was saying that when you have that, it's scar tissue, so they have to lipo that out. And I wanted to go back and get that lipoed out, but everybody keeps telling me they like it. They think it looks good there, and I don't fucking like it. I don't like it. But, and it's what I like. It don't matter, it's my body. So I wanted to get a second round, but I started to learn to love my body. Like, over time, it grew on me, and I started to love it the same as I loved my body before. I'm okay with what I have right now. As far as my tummy tuck goes, like right now, I am 15 months post-op and I still swell. I'm still swelling, and it's bad. Like, it don't feel any better than it did right after surgery. I swell even though I wore that faja that long. I have stopped wearing it, and I just told myself, like, I gotta get used to, you know, being normal and letting my body not rely on the faja. Unfortunately, that was a bad decision because I got wide I gained some weight. First of all, I gained 30 pounds, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. So I still swell. I'm always swollen. I'm swollen right now, extremely swollen. I experience burning, itching, stuff like that. And I'm not trying to scare you, but that's just part of what the healing process is supposed to feel like, because your nerves are damaged. As far as the itching, the burn, I felt on my back. Now, my friend had the same procedure that I had, and she never experienced the burn, but she experienced the itch. Now, I experienced some burning and itching. It was bad, and it was the worst part of the whole entire surgery for me. I felt like everything else I could deal with, but that itching and that burning I could not deal with. I did figure out how to scratch the itch, because if you're scratching with your hands like this, you can't feel anything because your nerves is dead. You don't feel that. Excuse me. So I found that if you took like a towel, a drying towel, and you took each end of it and you put it around your back and you just shimmied like this and just shimmied, that scratch, and it also massaged your back. So if you had to do that for yourself, you can go ahead and do that, and you'll feel so much better. It's not gonna put any scars or any damage. It's not damage to your skin or anything like that. So you're good to go. And that's the way I figured out how to itch myself. My scar, my surgery scar, I did get a tattoo over my surgery scar like 10 days before I was 7 months post-op. So you're supposed to wait till you're 7 months post-op to get a tattoo, but it was like 10 days before that. So I went ahead and I got a tattoo covering my incision scar. I will also show you that here in a second. So now the weight gain, I gained a lot of weight, y'all. I gained 30 pounds, believe it or not. I was 170 when I went in for surgery. I was 170 when I came out of surgery. I was always 150. Then I had my daughter, and that was just what I went down to after I gave birth to her. I went up to 198, and then I dropped down to 170, and I was as low as I got because I was trying to keep the fat. So I was eating all kinds of messed up just so I can keep that fat. Still didn't like my results. I told you guys I didn't feel like there was any booty there. It was just not really giving butt or BBL at all. So I just wanted to see if my butt would grow, because they kept saying like your butt will grow if you gain weight. I felt like I could gain a little, and if it was gonna grow in my booty, I'm like, fine. So I started eating more to try to gain the weight, and be careful, be real careful if you do that, because I ate more, but not excessively. I noticed that I was drinking more wine as well, and I guess they say that will put weight on you too. But the weight didn't stop coming on when I was ready for it to stop. It kept going, and it was coming quick, because April, I gained maybe 10 pounds, and it looked great on me. Then all of a sudden, I probably jumped up to 20 and then 30, because by October, 6 months later, I was 200 pounds. 200 pounds as of like 2 weeks ago. I'm on day 10 of a workout plan, and I ended up losing 8 pounds of that 30. So I'm still doing the Insanity Challenge, and I'm confident that it's going to work for me, because the first time I did it, I did lose 25 pounds in 17 days. So I'm trying to get, if you guys hear any noise, excuse me. I hear my son and his girlfriend in the basement. So as of right now, I am a lot happier with my butt now that I did gain some weight, because it's the first time that I could see actually where I have a butt, a decent sized butt. However, it's not huge, it's not large. I wish I could report that to y'all, but it's not. But like you said, I came from nothing. Okay, a lot of people are coming from a little something, and then they're getting a lot of booty because they got a lot of fat to work with. I didn't have a lot of fat. So how I feel about my butt right now, I did not want lats. I feel like he gave me a small set of lats on my butt. One of the absolute no's for me. So I didn't get the shape booty that I wanted, but I am liking the shape booty that I have at the same time, if that makes sense. So will there be a round 2 for me in the future? I would say that I am still very much in love with the idea of having a round 2. It's not the right time for me to have a round 2. If it's possible in the future, I will have a round 2. I do understand how my weight works though, and I'm trying to get very active and back on my physical fitness kick. So if that don't happen, I am absolutely happy with the booty that I have right now overall. I mean, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but I've grown to love it because everybody else loves it. And I'm not one of those people who hid my BBL. Everybody in my city knows that I had a BBL, and I mean everybody. It was a lot of talk because a lot of people around here don't get BBLs, okay? So through Facebook, it was apparent. I made a video, a TikTok, and so a lot of people got to see my results, and they were like, oh, it looks so natural. I have not once yet had a person hate on me or down talk me for getting this surgery. I have not had a person even say, oh, it looked fake or nothing, like, because it don't look fake. And the only response I've ever received from my reactions to my BBL from women were, I can't tell the difference, or, oh, it looks so natural. Those are the only two things that they would say to me. So yeah, I didn't get any negative energy from family members or anything. Like, everybody was completely supportive of me getting this surgery because they knew that I needed a booty. The men are the people who let me know that something definitely did change to my body. Now, people who never seen me before, the reactions to my butts is what let me know. They don't know I have a BBL, so it was letting me know, like, yeah, well, something definitely changed, because men didn't react to my booty in no type of way. I could tell you one reaction that men used to have. So I used to go to the bar, and I've always had big hips. I told you guys that. I always had really large hips, but I never had a booty. But I was always a small girl, but I had hips. In high school, the girls called me hips. Like, the girls that didn't really know me, they'd be like, hey, hips. You know, because I always had a full set of hips, but I never had no booty. And so guys would see me coming, and I could see them looking at me as I'm walking past to go to the restroom in the bar, and they be looking like, wow. But then when I walk past them, they look, and you could see the disappointment in their faces, and I swear to God, like, they be like, oh, like, it ain't nothing there. And I'm like, Jesus, you know, I see you, because it's a mirror right here. Like, I see you looking, and, you know, as I'm walking past in this mirror on the wall, and the reaction, they like, oh shit, like, it ain't nothing there. Like, that was the stuff that I was getting before. Don't care though, because like I said, it never stopped me from getting a guy. Never. Never stopped me. Okay, but afterwards, I noticed that men was really breaking their necks to tell me how nice of a physique I had. And they were really, really respectful, but they would say stuff like, well, you have a very nice physique, or your shape is very attractive. You know, they would say stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, like, I've never had that. I've always had men say, you are so beautiful, you are so gorgeous, or you're so pretty. You know, I've never had a person compliment my actual body in my life up until after the surgery. And I worked at a job temporarily, and the men in there were, first of all, when I first walked into this job, every woman in there had a fat ass. Every single one of them, they had a fat asses. And I'm like, it's the whole city full of girls with big booties worked at this job. So I'm like, dang, like, it's booty everywhere. So I didn't think that my booty was going to make an impact. Like, you know, it ain't even that big. And shit. So when I tell you, there was guys huddling up outside of the break room staring at my work assignment on their lunch or their little breaks. There would be like 6 of them just standing outside the break room, which is abnormal. No one is able to even hang out outside the break room. But they were squeezing one little ball behind that yellow line so that the forklifts could still go, and they will watch me work so that they can look at my butt. And after some time, I started hearing talk around the plant, like, girls telling me what men nitpicking and they saying, and they had a Facebook group and they were talking about how my butt be busting like an AK and just crazy stuff. So it was like my butt was getting a lot of attention. And then one of the older guys, you know, they can't hold their water, so he was telling me that, like, I know I sat down on a bench in the break room. He was like, whoa, be careful, don't fall over. I said, oh, it ain't that big, you know, just joking and laughing it off. And he was like, I said, oh, it's big. I was like, I said, plenty of women in here that has big, huge booties. He was like, yeah, but yours is nice. I couldn't do nothing but laugh, like, you know. So it was just those type of experiences that let me know that it made me feel okay with my butt, even though I don't need people like talking about it like that or associating like that about my butt. But I do understand that it's a surgeon's butt. He created a butt and he used math to do it, to make sure that everything was even in a line. So they're seeing a perfectly shaped butt. And I can't get mad at them for having conversations behind my back about that. I do like the shape of my booty in clothes. Outside of clothes, I don't know. Like I said, it's a couple of things I want to fix. And now I'm going to show you my body. And I'm also, before I show you my body, I'm going to put this TikTok video up. And I want you to see what I looked like in February, which was 4 months post-op. This is what I looked like before the weight gain, guys. And keep in mind, I only got lipo on my back. Got a tummy tuck on the front. And I didn't have a booty. I didn't have a big booty, like BBL booty. No one would have ever thought that was a BBL booty, but I did have a very nice shaped booty. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this TikTok really, really fast, and then I'll come back with my current state and what I look like now. Okay, so this is my current. I don't know how much of me is in this frame, but so this is what I look like now, and I am currently 189 pounds. I'm very wide because I don't know if you guys remember, and I meant to mention this earlier, but when they say when you gain weight after having surgery, you get wide, really, really wide. Now, I got fat on me too because this is actual fat because I didn't get lipo, okay? So there's fat there, but there's abs in there because I got my stomach muscles put together, muscle repair. And then I'm just gonna show you guys my, so this is the part I was telling you about. So when you see, this is the end of my incision, and there's a piece of chunk right here that needs, I don't know if it's scar tissue or just fat that he placed there. I don't know. But either way it goes. And then I also have, I'm going to try not to get this video cut on me because so that's how that looks. And this is the other end of my scar here, right here. And then this is where my drain was. And so it's like a lot of, I don't want to show too much because I don't want YouTube to have an issue. But, and then like I said, he got rid of all of the stretch marks. But here, you know, I always had them on my back. Even before children, they were just a thing because I've always had love handles. So those stretch marks are still here. But that's perfectly fine with me. I don't know if y'all can see where I say that he gave me a little bit of lat on the top, and I didn't want that. And it kind of took away from the shape of the hips that I had, because I felt like my hips looked large, and now that I got lats on the top, I feel like it's making me look like I don't have big hips, you know. So that I didn't like, but it's okay because I also know how to work out my inner thighs to make my hips broader. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and that's what I'm working on now. In the next couple of weeks, I'll probably be down another 10 pounds, and I'm hoping and praying that my butt does not go down. I don't want it to go down. If it does, it does. I look good in that TikTok video, so I'm just gonna have to settle for that. My butt did get bigger, it grew, and I would love for it to stay this size, because this is the size that I wanted, and I couldn't get this with the doctor. I got it because of weight gain, and hopefully my weight gain I can save some of this as I lose it. Do I regret my BBL? I absolutely do not regret my BBL. And if I could do it all over again, I definitely would do it all over again. If I woke up and this was a dream and I had the money, I would definitely go do it all over again, the same exact way. Because if I can explain nothing else to you guys, there is no way to explain exactly how much of a confidence boost this is for yourself. And when I tell you I was never insecure, I've never had issues with insecurity or jealousy or anything like that. I've always been the preferred preference in my state or in my city with the men. Like, and I don't do this for the men, but I'm telling you that my confidence, I had no reason to be insecure. I had no reason to be jealous of another female. I understand that all women are beautiful. Most women are, you know, beautiful. And if a female thinks that she's the only beautiful person walking this earth, you sadly fucking mistaken, and you're going to be disappointed every time you open your eyes and look outside. So I have a clear understanding that we are beautiful. We're supposed to be beautiful, you know, in the eyes of everyone. So I'm okay with other beautiful women being around me. I had no issues. I was confident as hell, not conceited though. But I thought I was definitely confident because I never lacked or felt like I was missing anything that I needed as far as my self-esteem goes. And then I had surgery, and then I healed, and then people started complimenting me, and I don't need validation, and I've never cared about compliments either. That's the crazy part. But it did validate that the doctor did something right, because I put some money in, and I wanted to know, did he do it right? Do I need another one? That let me know that whatever I got done was done, and it's okay. So even though I don't like the shape or the results that he gave me, because it's not exactly what I was going for, they're still good and they still look great, because people actually acknowledge that, okay, that's a nice shape butt. So I don't feel like I need to change it. It could stay like it is. I say all of that to say your confidence levels go through the entire roof. Through the roof. And if you don't do it for that reason, do it for that reason. Like, if you're looking to do surgery at all, because I'm not trying to convince anybody who's not looking to do surgery, but you wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't looking or interested, at least, like, you know what I mean? But it is a major confidence booster for women, and I don't care what people say about people who had surgery. As long as you know the risks, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with you doing it to yourself, as long as you know the risk. Like, it's not my body. I can't tell you not to do something because I feel like it's unsafe or whatever. All I would say to a person who said, I'm thinking about getting a surgery, is I would say, well, just make sure you do the research. Look at the pros and cons. And at that point, if whatever you decide, I'm going to support you on it, whether you decide to do it or whether you decide not to do it. And I'm glad that most of my family was like that, because my mother, everybody was right on board with it. They were okay. She was actually going to go with me to get it done. I bought the plane tickets. I bought her passport, everything. And then she passed away 3 weeks before my surgery. So it was just like she couldn't go at that point. But yeah, everybody was on board and completely happy with the surgery. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to do that for myself and do something for myself in life. And that was the one thing that I did for myself out of everything. And it was amazing, and I wouldn't take it back for the world. So if you guys are going on a surgery journey and you're thinking about getting surgery, or you are getting surgery, I just want to say bless you, and I wish you the absolute best in your recovery, and just know that you're going to be fine. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you can see more surgery videos. I have plenty of more coming up this week. There's a lot going on, okay? So stay tuned, click the subscribe button, and click the notification bell. And I will see you guys very, very soon in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Thank God like a snow white. Thank God like a snow white. Thank God like us.